see that?
We are live.
The eyesore on I-4 got lights.
Got lights.
Yeah, the eyesore. Yeah.
Hey, don't nobody want to investigate and find out what the hell that's gonna be? Because it's been there for like 20 years.
There's bodies in there for all we
They
know.
don't tell them. Well, they clean them out now. They got the lights on them. All right, so just give me a second to start the intro, and then we'll get to the show. YouTube is
I'm
on.
gonna try to get it up. Are you broadcasting on YouTube or are you broadcasting on Facebook?
YouTube, and then I'll just share it to Facebook.
That's cool.
So, okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, intro starting now. Live from the Man Cave. It's Flag on the Play with HB and Bud. We're going to talk Jags, Gators, and all things North Florida sports because we're Duval till we die. FOTP, family. What's going on? Super special occasion. Super special occasion. Because we got Pigskin Dynasty in the house. Part 2. Once again, coming at you. Collaboration to save the nation. We don't want no demonstration or no hateration. Shout out to Mary J. Blige. Anywho, do you make this stuff up?
Do
you just make it up on the dome? I don't need no papers, look. I'm a pro.
No, he goes to the bathroom
Thank-
and he's like,
thank-
this is
thank-
really good.
He looks in the mirror and is like, I gotta say something dope this episode.
He probably has one of those recorders like diary.
Nothing, put that a little bit closer. Nothing on my hands. I just do this off the top of the
It's
dome.
on his body.
I used to be a professional wrestler and also a professional rapper.
Oh, speaking of professional rap, hashtag the Duval boys. Y'all get them boys the tag team titles, man. They dope.
Yeah, give them the belts.
Give them the belt.
That being said, man, what's up, Flag family? We back again. This is just a special episode we doing. We got our boys from Pigskin Dynasty. Now, what's up, Matt?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. What's up, Scott?
What's up, man?
Y'all
What's
may
up,
remember them from such Flag on the Plate episodes as
Host with them.
the
Broadcasting from coast
to coast.
to coast.
That's there it is. So yeah, we back again. We actually doing a real special show too because we're not in the Man Cave. We are in 685 Studios. So shout out to Dan, whatever. You may notice that we're super bright because Scott let us hold his lights.
Yeah, we're HD-ified.
Yeah, so we can tell how Scott is a cherry and Matt, I don't know.
Just
Yeah, some form of white.
And Bud's gonna start to sweat out.
Eventually, I'm gonna be up here sweating.
Right, but if you want to check it out on YouTube, I'm streaming this live on YouTube right now, and then of course it'll be posted later. I'm pretty sure the guys from Pigskin are going to share it to their page.
Yep.
And then of course it'll be on our page, and then after the show, I'm going to spend some time editing, and we will have the audio uploaded too today. So y'all can check this out on the audio too. But we appreciate everybody being here, listening again. Matt, you want to say something before we get started?
I do.
Go ahead,
I'm
sir.
just really excited. I mean, Scott has something that I kind of want to get to show you guys right now. I just want to get it over it.
Let's do
Like,
it.
I'm just
Let's do it.
really.
Who wants to do the honors? Who wants to do the honors, guys?
I want to be honest.
I'm giving my guy.
Before you
He's
know-
more in line with my opinions on everything.
Before you open it, okay? You guys have a flag on the play, right?
Yes.
Right? You do a flag segment, right?
We do.
Yes.
What's missing out of that? You're
What
missing.
are we
You're
doing?
missing something.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all
But
ages.
before you pull that out, everybody that's watching, remember, this is a bomb. Remember. me and Matt, see, that's why me and Matt got history. You gotta watch that. Go ahead and pull it out. See what it
Ladies
is.
and gentlemen,
Oh
It's
man.
flags, baby.
Let me tell y'all something.
they got us a
Man,
flag.
appreciate
Wow,
y'all
that's
boys.
crazy.
Man.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
so sick of them coming.
Yeah, listen,
Every time we do
I'm
something
telling you
with
like
them, they
this.
just give us
Yeah,
something.
I'm telling you like this. Everybody that's
Don't stop
listening,
me.
That's awesome. I know, right?
everybody that's listening on the podcast provider, or you watching on YouTube Live, or you watching this back on Facebook, listen, when you do collabs, do it with white podcasts.
Yeah.
White people always give you
They
stuff.
bring dope gifts because I mean, like the last time we was on this show, they gave us
Mugs.
bomb behind mug, and now they gave us this.
We official.
For the flag on the play.
And we still waiting on our segues. Something we forgot.
Yeah,
about
where
that.
my segue at?
Come on,
Flag
Flag family.
What's
Y'all got
going
to
on,
better than
man?
that, fans.
We
Y'all,
requested segues a few shows.
yeah, they ain't give us segues.
We know they got one.
Yeah,
But
but
man,
we
we
know
gonna-
y'all got them.
We're gonna jump on into it and get to talking some sports for y'all. We're gonna add a little fantasy in too for everybody that came over from Pigskin. and watching us. We appreciate it. By the way, our highest rated episode of all time is the collab with Pigskin Dynasty.
Boom.
So, yeah, that's what's up.
All our fans, they love that.
So shout out to everybody from Pigskin Dynasty that came over and became a part of Flag Family.
Yeah,
we should do it weekly. And everybody from Flag Family that became a part of the Pigskin Dynasty family. We appreciate y'all, man. For 100. So for real. But I know what I want to talk about first, so I'm just going to jump into it. I want to talk about Urban Meyer. Okay? Yeah. So, Urban timeout.
Oh, timeout.
Oh, we did timeout just like Saved by the Bell. That was dope. Wait a minute. So we.
Yeah, we.
Let's Saved by the Bell.
Oh no! You notice I mean? He said timeout. HB stopped. I stopped. They was looking around like, why the hell they stopped moving?
Technically, this was Saved by the Bell. Bud would be the black Zach Morris.
I want to be who? I'll be Zach Morris.
Yeah, you'd be.
I don't want to be Zach Morris because Zach Morris is trash.
He is trash.
There was some Zach Morris news that came out this week. Does anybody remember? I don't know.
The actor, I don't know.
There's something that came out. Yeah, something came out.
What's that dude? What's the show?
Gospel.
Gospel. Yeah. What's the show that he was on in the 90s?
No, he was not on Dawson's Creek.
That's not him?
No.
But white people look the same.
You racist. God. Moving on. Get Urban Meyer before you kill our damn show.
My man is Zach Morris. Anyway.
Zach Morris is trash.
He is. Moving on. I want to shout out that if this was Saved by the Bell, Matt would be Screech. I just want to
really?
Yeah, you don't
I'm the
know
most
Matt.
popular character.
Yeah.
You're like a Steve Urkel. I saved the show.
Yeah, Matt is Screech.
Urkel is though. But okay.
I got you AC Slater.
I can take that one.
Yeah.
I'll take that
He's the buff guy?
Yo,
He's not the buff guy.
Are
you seeing this?
Huh?
one. AC
That's
Slater.
Mario Lopez.
That's right.
There's only three.
No way.
I can
But
take
look,
that.
No.
Zach Morris, Screech.
He's the principal.
There's only three.
Oh, he would rather
I'm
give you
Mr.
Mr.
Bell.
Bell.
I'm Mr. Bellman because I ain't taking no shit. Okay, but yeah, okay. So everybody who know about Urban Meyer, man. So this week it came out that his assistant coach that was fired for domestic violence, that Urban Meyer apparently, or should I say allegedly? Because I say allegedly. Allegedly.
No,
we saw
Dynasty hasn't been proved.
It's
Yeah.
not
So
Okay.
Yeah.
Allegedly,
We're not trying to get sued.
care.
Shut up! I enjoy this show.
Sue me.
Allegedly.
Sue me. I ain't got nothing for you. You can have all this shit. Anyway,
Moving on.
But allegedly he knew about the domestic violence happening before it occurred, and now that came out because of the article for a guy who used to work for ESPN, and he gonna get a job soon.
Brett McMurphy.
Yeah, Brett McMurphy.
Yeah, y'all should.
Yeah.
ESPN, y'all should really do better. Because, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have Stephen A. Smith, who trash. Making all this money, but Brent McMurphy drops a bombshell, and he was a part of the cuts. Really, ESPN, do better.
But that's just life, man.
You just have to yell.
Yeah.
They just want to do a TV show. Stephen
Yeah,
A.
so-
Smith is good for TV show. Brett McMurphy.
Yeah.
Let me yell and say,
But see,
my dearest friend, LeBron James, who I just seen
He
at a
always
barbecue.
You got to be out of your damn
There you
mind
go. There you
to
go.
think that LeBron
There you
James.
Stephen A. Smith is one of the worst dudes on TV, but you have to think of the direction that ESPN is going. The direction of ESPN is more around like visual media. So they're gonna keep a guy like Stephen A. or somebody that talk a lot. Brett Murphy, he ain't on TV. He's a writer, and print is dead. Regardless if you want to admit it or not, print is dead. Only smart people read print, so it's a dying thing. What up? So that being said, though, Urban Meyer knew about the thing. When he knew about it and knew about the stuff, you can come on across. Everybody, shout out Tank just got here. Host of Bro Listen. Also one of my best friends and cousins. He just walked in. But Urban Meyer allegedly knew about the thing before it happened. So he's been suspended with pay from the university. But they're investigating into it because with Title IX it says you have to report it or whatever. That's part of his contract. So it looks like he's going to get fired on it. I know my opinion on it. I'm going to get to it in a second, but I'm going to go around. We will let the guests go first.
Okay.
What you guys think?
I'm just gonna say, as of now, just to add what you're saying, Urban Meyer is saying that he took the proper channels. He gave it to the boss, but the boss has dropped the ball. But that as of right now. So now we're gonna get to a Michigan fan and see his unbiased point of view on Urban Meyer's situation.
He's from Michigan.
Unbiased.
And
very unbiased.
And purposely drives around Ohio to get to Michigan.
Yes, I will go through Indiana and drive all the way back around. That is something I actually do.
So Scott, go ahead, man.
All right, so first of all, all you Florida Gator fans for the longest time, I thought were stupid for having poor taste, poor opinion of Urban Meyer. He came in, got you 2 championships.
Total scumbag,
Sure, he left in a really scumbag kind of way, lying out the door. But really, y'all should have had more appreciation for him while he was here and got you 2 championships. That's coming from a Michigan fan talking about Urban Meyer.
I like Herbs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Herbs got me chips. He's whoa. As a coach, Herbs got me chips.
Yes.
But as a human being,
Scumbag.
I think Herbs is a scumbag.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Continue.
Okay, now, on to Urban Meyer. He's going to talk himself out of this, and he'll be coaching week 1.
One more time for people in back who didn't.
He is going to talk his way out of this, and he will be coaching week 1.
And that's why smart people on this side of the table, because I completely live.
I don't want that to happen, obviously.
I
want his career. I want him hanged. I don't want him anywhere around college football, especially at Ohio State. But he's already starting the process. He came out. He admitted he failed. He come out and he said, basically he's admitting that he knew in all this and saying the right things to get, into good favor with the public.
Yep.
And he's going to continue to do that because that's the way he is. He can talk his way out of anything. He's great in front of a camera. That's why the media loves him for no apparent reason.
That's why we recruit so much.
And he's going to talk himself into it, and he'll be coaching week 1.
Matt, what you think, man?
I personally disagree with Scott. I think he's done. Okay, so look at the evidence of what happened. You got Rick Pitino out of Louisville. He's done. Okay, I forgot
He had a brothel on campus.
Okay,
a little bit different.
I forget. I was looking up his name, but I forgot. Maybe Scott knows. Penn State guy, the longtime coach.
Joe Paterno? You don't know Joe Paterno?
Joe Paul.
It's all right. His name.
Jerry Sandusky.
Okay.
Is the scumbag.
All right, but
Paterno
still,
scumbag.
but the point is
that is a far worse offense.
No,
than what
here's what I'm
Meyer
saying.
was
That I have no question in my mind that he knew something was going on. He's the head coach, okay, and his obligation is to report everything to the school, and he did not do that. Therefore, I believe he's gone. Just like the other coaches in the past, there's a long list of evidence that's saying these coaches are not they're not coaching no more. They're done. I think Ohio State's gonna get a lot of sanctions, a lot of penalties. They're probably gonna get no postseason eligibility for like a couple of years. And that's what I think. I think they're done.
I don't think you can penalize the school for this or whatever.
Sure they can. They did it to Penn State.
I mean, that's true, but they also should have learned a lesson with Penn State because they penalized Penn State too hard. That's why they rolled back the penalties ahead of time because they realized, why are we punishing kids that weren't even here when this was happening?
And people have, I'm sorry to interrupt. People have to understand, especially the big thing with Penn State. What Penn State was trying to say, yes, those people did bad things. We get that. But just like LeBron is the economy for Cleveland, Penn State is money. Like a lot of people lose jobs and money and stuff for that whole shutdown. That's a lot of money that Penn State
Ohio State is real close with the program or whatever.
That's a lot of money. Ohio State
but
a lot of money.
I didn't care personally. Ohio State, the whole state can fall in the ocean for all I care. I don't give a crap. But that being said, though, I do agree with Matt. I think he's done. The reason why I think he's done is because I think the climate of the nation has changed, and I don't think you can let him get away with this because if you do, Ohio State's going to have that cloud over their head forever. And if I'm Jim Harbaugh and I sit in the kid living room, you know what I'm going to say? Well, you can go to that school where if your son beats somebody or whatever, he's going to be done.
Don't you tell nobody, mama.
Also,
and you'll also hear, the kid will also go, you know what? They put a lot of people in the NFL.
That's it.
A lot of
That's
people
it.
in the NFL.
So did the Gators or whatever, but that came back to haunt us with all those arrests because they damn sure that's how Nick Saban started picking up on the recruiting.
look on this side too. Okay, look at the publicity. Okay, like if you have Urban Meyer stay there, you're gonna bring this idea that that everything's okay. The Ohio State's not against the rule. Then players that are gonna go there and be like, I think it's gonna hurt their scouting. Because. Ohio State's one of the top schools in terms of scouting. They're up there consistently, so I think this allegation is going to definitely. Parents are not going to want their kids to go there, etc., like that. So
I think so too. I think it's too much of a dark cloud to not do something about it.
Where are they getting kids from? Most of them are Ohio. Well, they ain't going anywhere else in
That's,
Ohio.
That's in your blood. Like you grow up.
I was gonna say it's super interesting though that y'all said that. You realize that 80% of their roster isn't from Ohio.
Florida.
Like it's from Florida, Texas, and California.
But they locked
But those are the biggest states too. Those are the biggest football schools.
They locked down Ohio. I think they're still gonna lock down Ohio.
It's okay. So what? I don't think good players come from Ohio.
Well, there's
fighting.
There's definitely going to be some sort of penalty or some sort of sanction.
You can't put a sanction.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Urban Meyer might get suspended for a few games. But I don't think Urban Meyer going.
But see, this is my thing. It's two issues. It's two issues because the first issue is the Urban Meyer issue.
Can you tie it directly to Urban Meyer? Because right now all the texts are with his wife.
Exactly.
So
That's right.
He
can push his wife under the bus, and let's not think. Don't you think Herb is
matter.
better than that? You think Herb won't put his wife on the bus?
The NCAA is like the NFL. Look at USC. They get postseason for 2 years because Reggie Bush allegedly took some money. Allegedly, they have that proof. Okay, so I mean they don't need proof. It's like the NFL.
That's what I was about to say. The NCAA is trash. So that's why I say there's two issues. You got Urban Meyer issue, which is a freaking social issue, and then you have the NCAA, who just make up the rules as they go along and punish whoever they want to.
You guys remember the Miami back in the couple
when Miami got all them sanctions on
them. So
man, I remember Miami from the '90s. So I'm old.
I was a boy.
Yeah, don't do that. This podcast make me feel all old and shit. But yeah, I do. They did put sanctions on them.
They got to put sanctions.
They just make it up. They don't ever matter. My thing is though, with the Urban Meyer thing, I'm gonna say this and put my foot in the sand. I don't think he should be fired for what he did because I just don't think it's his responsibility. Now I know it's in his job title and contract, but I think socially, in my opinion, or whatever, I don't think it's a fireable offense. Because think of it like this, and I talked to Scott at the job about this or whatever, right? If Matt is beating his girlfriend and then Scott if Matt is beating his girlfriend and Scott knows about it, right? And then Matt gets fired from the job because he has a domestic violence arrest or whatever, right? Should Scott be fired because he knew about it? Hell no. None of y'all gonna get fired from y'all regular everyday job because y'all knew somebody was beating somebody. So why should we then, because this dude is a football coach or whatever, why should we amplify that? If it was good for the goose, it's good for the gander. So if you're not gonna fire Joe Blow, the janitor, because he knew something, you can't fire these football coaches.
Joe Blow just trying to push them up.
I'm not saying that because I love Urban Meyer. I give a shit about Urban Meyer. I really don't. I care less about Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer. But it's just wrong. Right is right, wrong is wrong.
You're just trying to look down the middle.
What? Oh, and then what if he would? Okay, she called the cops 9 times. 9 times, and of those 9 times, only 1 time did he go to jail. So the first 8, something happened. And I know when I look at cops or PD, live PD, and it's a domestic violence call, and the woman says she been beaten and she got bruises, the man goes straight to jail. Every time. Right. And the only way a man don't go to jail if the woman is screaming, she ain't gonna press charges. She ain't gonna press charges.
I think you still
might go to jail. Well, we live in Florida. We live in the South area.
So I see what you're saying. Something a little weird going on with that case.
Yeah,
that's more of Ohio State police thing they need to look at. That's kind of weird.
Well, can we fast forward? Remember when Ezekiel played at Ohio State and he had the whole thing with domestic violence? And so it brings the question in, okay, the Ohio State police force, he's Ezekiel, he's one of the best running backs.
The whole justice system. If you don't think that in, what is it, Columbia, Ohio? Columbus. In Columbus, Ohio, if you don't think that the whole justice system is Ohio State fans and they're not covering up for everybody on that team, if you talk about brothels, they probably got one under the shoe.
Well, they just got busted. Who would you rather have, Jim Tressel or?
You know what?
That's the reason you got
Before we move on to the next thing, I want to say this again about the NCAA real quick. See, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so these kids, y'all make, I don't know, $8-9 billion a year off these kids or whatever. You don't allow them to have jobs. You say you're giving them, we're giving them free education and scholarship or whatever.
What about that free gear?
Yeah, whatever.
And we feed them.
And then if this dude's like, hey, I'm Terrell Pryor, can you give me a free tattoo if I sign an autograph? And then you like, no, he can't do that. How you control this dude? Like, I always say this. All the teams that are like power players, you're grown men. In the eye of America, 18-year-old is a grown man. Start a union. And then
that's what they need to do. They need to do another league and go somewhere other than the NCAA.
Yeah.
The problem is the infrastructure is already set up where if you want to get to the NFL, you have to go to the NCAA.
Bam.
You gotta break some eggs to make some omelets. So somebody gonna have to cry. You literally have to have one generation of players.
It's gonna take a lot of players.
Yeah, that's what I say. You have to have one generation of players not make the NFL.
You ain't gonna stop my hustle.
And that's all. It's gonna be 3 years out of college. So I mean,
right.
Out of high school. So I mean, they can do it. Just imagine find the right way.
And you got to because they playing y'all. How the hell you give free labor to a company that's making $8 billion off you?
I'm not giving you free labor. I'm giving you an education, clothing, food, and someone
I
says
can't tell if he's serious or sarcastic.
You watch it. Watch it right now.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, all that's trash.
You get your degree.
The whole reason not getting paid is because now you gotta play the women's sports. And NFL and slightly college basketball, they fund all the other sports.
I'm gonna stop right putting that up. Like just before we go to the next topic, like if the NCAA we're going to start paying their athletes, then how are they gonna base because some schools like USC, really good tennis school, they're like the top tennis school in the nation. So how are you gonna base it off sports? Are you gonna get each sport the same amount of money, or
no?
I got an answer. You pay football. Football make money. So take it out of
it counts up with school.
But here's my
USC makes money.
USC maybe make money.
What about the soccer team? Soccer's one of the most popular sports.
Revenue, not college soccer.
So you said revenue should be based on how much
payment is proportionate to revenue, just like any other business.
So what about teams? What about players that go to a smaller school like Baylor?
Then it's called. But here's the thing: payment is
You
proportionate.
gonna end Baylor? You just gonna make Baylor so?
So what? Do you
Baylor's
care?
making money.
Do you care? They make money. Hey, do you care if UTEP got a program? Be honest.
UTEP being
You talking about minors? UTEP minors?
Yeah, minors.
With
With that sweet ass stadium they got that's in the middle of El Paso in the mountains. Do you care if that stadium is operable or not?
Nope.
No. So that's my thing. That's how, listen, we live in a capitalistic society. That's how capitalism works. Big dog eat. Period, point blank. Big dog eat. And if you can't get your program to be a big dog program, then you can play amateur sport.
That's not because if you can't roll with the big dogs, you better stay
That's right.
Well, if you also give money to the players, you also give the teams that have a hard time getting those 5-star recruits.
Right. It's Pandora's box. It's like whoever make the most money. Like if I'm University of Texas with all that. Oh, sorry, not even University of Texas. I'll give you one better. Texas A&M because they, Lord knows they got money. That's it. It's a wrap. Everybody going to Texas A&M because they can pay you more than anything.
I may not play football, but they're gonna pay me like $5,000
Exactly.
a month.
Texas A&M gonna pay out the ass.
Then when I do get to play football that 1 year, I'm gonna blow up and then get drafted. So
Yeah, I think that's fine. I really do. I about to say, do it.
I pay for college, and I'm paying a lot of thousands of dollars to get to pay for college, and I think, my opinion, they're getting an education for those 3 years. Let them get the education. They still get a degree while I'm working my ass off to try to pay for a degree.
College.
I'll see you running wild routes, man.
It's just a
Hey, I led the league when I played flag football. I led the league in interceptions.
Get him. White Taylor Rams.
Shut down corner over there. Shut down one half.
I think you got old trash ass number like 74.
No, it was 88.
You played quarterback number 88.
You say flag football?
Yeah, flag football. He the greatest flag football quarterback of all time.
There's some real players.
Tank is unimpressed, man.
There's some players out there that can play.
Oh yeah,
We should start a flag football.
What's that other
You guys are offensive linemen.
What is it? Yeah, exactly. See how we fat he automatically made us offensive linemen. I mean, I do it. Yeah, I do it. Still.
I'm gonna let y'all know what I'm
play
doing
tight
right
end?
now. I'm an all-time quarterback. I don't know if y'all used to have that.
Just like
all-time
that frisbee league. That frisbee. Ultimate frisbee.
I'm 32 years old. I ain't about to get out there running with no socks in my pants with y'all boys.
You're still young again.
Right, man, that's what they
For
got
about
mad
2
for.
hours, and then the next day you'll be going, man, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah, that's what they got mad for. Man, yeah, but Urban Meyer, good luck to you, bro.
You so petty. You got your rings and like, get out of here, Irv.
Yeah. Nah, man, because I'm pretty sure he just have a heart attack and get out of it or whatever.
That is not funny.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer left Florida because he was having heart issues. He wanted to spend more time with his family.
My heart would hurt too.
Bold prediction. Urban Meyer goes back to Florida because Florida's a bunch of convicts and criminals.
It is pretty rough. And I'm a
Ohio
Gator.
State,
It is pretty rough.
Michigan. I'm telling you, the bond with your where you grew up there, it's intense. So he's not leaving Ohio State.
Is he going? How he gonna go to Touchdown Jesus?
He ain't going to Notre Dame.
Touchdown Jesus.
Kelly's doing all right.
I'm just saying, if they can get Irv, I bet you Kelly ass get fired.
You know what? I want to see a
Urban's
coach.
not leaving Ohio State.
I agree.
That's like me wanting to be the head coach of Michigan. Michigan is the #1 absolute school for me, and that's the way Ohio State is for Urban Meyer, personally.
Oh, for real? I thought Urban Meyer in one school was Touchdown Jesus.
No, Herbs grew up idolizing, whatever his name is, Ohio State coach. That was like his idol. Woody Hayes, that was his idol. So he loves that. I mean, he Catholic, and I think
so
he
you
loves
never really
Notre
wanted to
Dame.
be at Florida, huh, Urban?
No, he didn't really want to be at Florida. No.
Man, you should have stayed out of Utah with the Mormons.
Moving on.
They don't even have caffeine soda out there.
Moving on.
Hey, his quarterback's still in the league.
Alex
At
Smith.
Utah.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow, huh?
Dan Mullen quarterback.
On some real talk,
Dan
I'm about to
Mullen
say, on
quarterback,
some real talk, Urban Meyer is a really, really good coach. He went to Bowling Green and they were good. Then he went to Utah.
They were good.
Then he went to Florida.
They were good.
Then he went to
I say,
Alabama.
they were good.
I'm sure you guys don't know this, but Bowling Green's football stadium is right next to the interstate.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's about 50 feet off the interstate.
Helpful tidbit. I did not know that.
Oh, we drove from Florida to Michigan. We went right past it. And it was like, oh, look at that.
I remember Bowling Green had a quarterback in like the early 2000s, a black guy. That was pretty good. I can't remember.
He had a good rating match.
Jacoby something or whatever.
Bring back the football game, video game, please.
Yes, that's the most
Now, if you want to play the players,
so we can
bring back the likeness.
bring back that money.
But that shows you how the NCAA is, because what happened was Tebow and a whole bunch of other guys, the guy with the tattoos from Nebraska, the quarterback, I can't remember his name.
Was it Crouch?
No, it's not Crouch. But they sued the NCAA for using their name and likeness and not paying them or whatever.
They didn't use their name.
I know, but they used their likeness, right? But then you could download all the players' names and stuff. So they was like, yeah, come on.
How about this? Technology's come a long way, because I used to have to enter all those players' names manually.
Yeah,
and then you can just pay like 99 cents and get a download to just do it
Ladies and gentlemen,
automatically.
that's when you know you are a legit NCAA player. NCAA player. When you put all those names in, that's legit. That's legit. That's dedication.
By the time you get all the names
days.
in, or whatever, by the time you get all the names in, the next NCAA is out. Yeah, but that being said, though, Tebow and the guy, they sued them or whatever. Tebow was part of that lawsuit and they won. So the reason why they don't make the game anymore is because if they make the game, they have to pay the players, everybody in college, a portion of that, and they'll violate the rules. So they just stop making the game.
That's one thing I miss, is exporting those draft classes.
Yeah, that was Madden.
Now you just get a bunch of random names or whatever.
Well, the thing on Madden that they just came back with this year for the new Madden.
They have draft classes now.
You can
now.
So yeah, you can.
And what they're gonna do is when they get.
Well, how do you do that if you're gonna screw the player's likeness?
No. When
custom export.
Custom export. Yeah. So when they go in the league, and then the NFL, they just upload their roster to the name likeness.
Don't worry, it'll work out.
Man,
it's just like in 2K where you always get the right class. Yeah, don't worry, it'll work out. That being said, let's get to some Jaguar shit. So Flag on the Play is mostly North Florida, Duval stuff or whatever. And I know y'all do fantasy, so we'll talk a little Jags sports and a little Jags fantasy.
Tell them about scrimmage.
Yeah, so me and Bud went to the scrimmage out there.
You did interview anyone?
No, I did not, because some of the players are scum. But that being said, Keelan Cole.
Nah, actually, because real talk, because like after the game,
Keelan Cole's scared of you
my
guys.
daughter actually made the news because she had a football in her hand and Telvin Smith signed it. And there was obviously a lot of other Jaguar. Telvin is the man. A lot of other Jaguar players signed football.
Really nice.
But HB, because I had left the stadium by then. Who are you upset with? Name a Jaguar player who upset you.
Keelan Cole walked past and the kids were trying to get him to sign the ball. And he was like, oh, I'm not signing the ball. So Bud's wife was like, why? The kids want you to sign the ball. And he was like, oh, I'm tired of signing, so I'm just giving out high fives. I was like, oh, you trash, Keelan. You could have just went to the locker room. Like, that's my thing, because the disappointment on the kid's face after he said that, I was like, man.
No kids can be disappointed at high five football.
Kids will be all right.
Really?
See, everybody think, but see, here's my thing. Here, the kids will be all right. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Here's my thing about it. The reason why I say that's scum or whatever, I'm cool with athletes not wanting to sign autographs. I'm cool with it.
Just don't say this.
Right. Don't say that's the reason why to those kids. Like, bump y'all. Y'all not important. And then also, dude, like when a lot of the players after the fireworks and all that, when it was time to sign autographs, they just went to the locker room because they didn't want to sign autographs.
Cool.
Just go to the locker room, bro. When you done, like when you walk, you ain't gotta walk all the way around. When you done signing, just go to the locker room.
I remember when the Barracudas were playing over here, and I remember there was after the game, I had a hat and they had a place where the whole team had autographs, and I was like 12 years old.
Right.
And I remember the joy I had on my face, even though these were just minor league hockey players. Just getting that autograph, and I still have that hat to the day, and I would keep it.
Kids remember stuff like that, man.
But so I can only imagine, like for professional football, this is a pro athlete something like that could change a kid's whole life, the whole day, and everything like that. So I feel
it will, because I'll tell you what, my daughter.
Give kids a high five.
My daughter.
He gave him a high five. He gave him a high five.
Yeah, you high five your ass to the locker room.
Man, he got.
Because my daughter.
Let me think. Would I rather not see a player because he's in the locker room, or would I rather have him
Get a high
out
five.
and get a high five from him?
It literally
and
takes
see how big his hand
the
is
amount-
compared to my little kid hand.
the time it takes to high five is the same amount of time it takes.
I don't even want to answer
I got a
that.
problem. When I write too much, my hand starts hurting like it hurts.
Well,
Like
yeah.
it's on fire.
You're
I
also
can't
being
stand
a
it.
little bitch.
Well, so I don't have a problem with people not wanting to sign.
It's cool if you don't want to sign.
I can relate. My hand hurts when I write too much anyway.
Yeah, it's cool if you don't want to sign. Just go in the locker room.
Just don't
He's
say that
high-fiving
comment.
kids. That's awesome. That's good. I'm all for
Because
that.
that's just like that movie Couples Retreats, when they tried to give the man money for doing good service. He's like, no, sir, we only paid in smiles.
That's right.
we only accept. Yeah, exactly. We only accept smiles.
That's why I think those athletes really need to think about stuff before they do it, because you can't win anyways. Because there's gonna be people that say it's okay what
You know what you're right.
And there's gonna be people that say it's not okay what
Especially
you
with the
so
social
just
media
don't do
age,
it.
where
Social media age,
everything
exactly.
Or
just
just
happens
do what
to
you
you.
want.
Yeah,
Do
just
what you want.
yeah.
You want to go out and high five kids? You know what?
High
Take
five
the praise from people that
Just
are
don't
gonna
give a
praise you.
comment.
And don't.
And take the angst from people that's
Because
gonna
like
angst
you
you.
said, just that.
You ain't gonna please everybody. Even if you're signing autographs, it's not gonna please everybody. Because you can't sign them all.
Exactly. So you know what? Perfect. It's like whatever he's like. So you gonna make
Invest
some
in a
people
stamp.
happy.
There you go. Get a stamp. There you go.
I got one.
Put your arm out there, buddy.
Remember, you can't please everybody.
Yeah. Anyways, keep with the scrimmage, guys. I'm interested. I know
Oh yeah.
the scrimmage.
So we went to the scrimmage. Jazz going undefeated. But
Let's
go
hear
ahead
about
and
how
do your
awesome
thing.
Blake
We
is.
got yeah,
Dude, he did look really good.
Blake
though.
I knew you guys were gonna talk about how
Blake
awesome
threw
Blake
one free
is.
offseason. I'm about to say Blake threw one pick.
Mhm.
It was on a deep route in a 2-minute drill. They were just trying to move out. I think he was kind of throwing it away, but he put enough on it, and Church went up and got
I
it.
do want to say in a redraft league, you can probably get Blake Bortles undrafted, and I think he has really good value from what
I
you
did
were
the draft
drafting.
last night. You didn't get drafted.
Damn.
We had teams drafting 3 quarterbacks. Everybody took 2 quarterbacks.
And still, even in the fantasy world, they ain't giving
Let me
me
tell you
love.
something. This is why I say the Jags. We were talking about this, me and Tank and some other guys talking about this yesterday. This is why the Jags are going to be like 13-3, 14-2. Just hear me out. Listen to me. The Jags are really freaking good. The world thinks the Jags are still the Jags. They're going to sneak up on people. The Jags, when you go to the AFC Championship game, the next year, you should not be sneaking up on teams. You should have gained a little bit of respect. I'm telling you, nobody respects this
Do you know
team.
how hard
Everybody
it is to be
respects
14-2?
team.
No.
It's super hard.
With
How many teams have been 14-2?
Last
time I think was a
1999 Jacksonville Jaguars.
Last time
here come them Jags.
The last team that was the Patriots that 1 year.
Patriots almost 14-2
Hey,
last
Marty
year.
Schottenheimer went 14-2 and got fired the next year.
Yeah, that's true.
But big
But
time.
it's Schottenheimer.
But-
Shout out to Marty though. I hope you're doing all right, man. Coach.
But big time to what HB is saying, literally, AJ Boyer had an interview, and during the interview, he's just talking, telling everything what's going on, and AJ Boyer was like, yeah, I'm talking to other NFL players in the league, and they're trying to creep up on what we did, and I got NFL players, we talking trash back and forth, and some of them telling me, yeah, y'all did good last year, but guess what they said? Y'all still the Jaguars. Like you said, HB, people still feel like they're just the
Run off of what
Jaguars.
he's saying. I think the Jags will make the playoffs. I think they'll probably win the division. But I just want to point out that division is better now. Andrew Luck's coming back. He looks like he's throwing the football. Deshaun Watson's coming back with J.J. Watt. I just think the division itself.
Andrew Luck is throwing footballs like this
No,
side.
all I'm saying is I think
We'll find out on Thursday.
I think that division is going to be a lot more competitive. I honestly think that 3 of the teams have a shot to go win that division. So that's why I think it won't be 14-2. I think it'll be more like 11-5, 10-6.
I don't think. Go ahead. Oh, okay.
I agree. I think they play a tough schedule within their division as well as outside their division. I think they actually do get the respect around the league, especially with the media. They just don't get the respect of Blake Bortles.
And you
The
also
roster does, the defense
I
does.
don't-
Blake doesn't get the respect.
Yeah. Well, I think the respect thing is kind of overrated. I don't think people are giving us respect. The reason why I say that, whatever,
That's a
is
good thing.
whenever I talk, yeah, I think it is a good thing because I think football is definitely a mental sport. Because something that I'll tell you something that happened last year. We really should have won more games. We dropped a lot of balls last year because what the Jags did last year, they jumped out on a lot of teams, and the reason why they jumped out on a lot of teams with a big lead is because they would come into the game and the teams would be like, it's the Jags. And then the Jags would get there and there'll be a real football team punching you in the mouth and everybody's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Once again, literally piggybacking off what HB just said, Phillip Rivers, who normally kicks the Jaguars' ass every time.
He never plays good on the East Coast.
True fact.
Except
Except he plays the Jaguars.
This might be
Except when he plays the
stadium.
Jaguars. Phillip Rivers, no lie, came on the field, looked around, and told the fans straight up, same old Jaguars, and ran on the field.
Yeah.
He said, same old,
And then
ran
if
on
you
the field.
listen to the mic up, for that game, it might still be on the Chargers website.
Mhm.
They might fill it Rivers up, right? After the first little drive, and they went 3 and out or whatever. And then, like, I think Yannick was the guy that got in his face because, remember, Avery Jones got the pick, but it would hit the ground or whatever, right? Yannick got in his face like, let's go, right? Because Yannick ain't never played for him before. Phillips said, same old shit.
Yeah.
Phil Rivers is like the biggest trash talker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love Phillip. Oh,
Never
Phillip.
curses.
I love
trash
Phillip.
talking.
Phillip talk trash.
He has like 8 kids.
And then, and it's a lot of
Breaking news. I think he just had another.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But it's a lot of those games too where you look back and like if on the mic there's the other teams are like, oh man, you guys are really good luck after the game because they were shocked. I think that especially like for example with the Buffalo game last year and then we beat Pittsburgh and they still was like Jack's trash. And then it's just I think it's the mentality. It would be just like if Cleveland made the championship game. We'd all be like,
Speaking of what you're talking about, literally, obviously it wasn't last year, but I'm pretty sure the year before when the Jaguars beat the Titans, Delaney Walker, they were talking to him after the game, and Delaney Walker was like shocked, could not believe it. Delaney Walker was like, man, we just lost to the Jaguars.
We got to rethink.
He wanted to change his whole aspect on life.
I remember
when he lost to the Jaguars.
Like, we got to rethink what we do.
What we doing? What are we doing? We just lost to the
Well,
Jaguars.
it's probably because that stigma over the last 10 years after they were just horrible. But
yeah.
to piggyback off what I'm saying, I think with the tape, I do think there's going to be some sort of regression. I just don't know where. I think that more tape on the defense. I think they know how to play Ramsey and Boyd a little bit more. That's why I think they go back to 10-6. I mean,
speaking of stuff like that, which I want to thank you straight up being a Broncos fan, Yannick Ngakoue, this is a nice little tidbit. Yannick Ngakoue, who was killing it by the way, went to the Pro Bowl, was working with Von Miller. Yannick Ngakoue, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, he learned a finishing move from Von Miller, and they say it cannot be stopped. Yeah. Von Miller taught him a move.
We'll find out.
He told Robinson he's gonna make him the best left tackle in the league because it's like, and against partner, said can't be stopped, bro. That's the move that Von Miller taught him said can't be stopped.
You know my thing about all this, the scrimmage and stuff.
Hashtag
Jags look good. Blake made some throws. I seen Blake Bortles probably make the best throw I've ever seen Blake Bortles make in his career. It was a scrimmage game.
Finally healthy.
It was a zip, not a float.
Because you know Blake normally throw.
Yeah, a little dub.
I'm
talking about
Manning balls.
a crisp zip ball between the linebacker and the safety, right in Marquise Lee's chest in stride where Marquise could run 20 yards after. I ain't never seen Blake.
First time he had no surgery. First time he had.
And the O-line is really good, bro.
And that running game helps too.
The O-line, because you like to mix and match and change things up. The O-line, they say, looks really good, and obviously going against this defense, you're getting good work in. And one of the weak links that everybody thought we were going to have was A.J. Cann. They say A.J. Cann is out there killing it.
But that being said, here's my thing. Okay, it's preseason. I don't care. I feel like the preseason to me is just like recruiting in college. It does not matter. I need to see the real stuff.
Week 2 and week 3 of the
Lions went 4-0 and then went 16-0.
I was just about to say.
Like that just don't matter.
The Colts were always trash.
And Colts never won games and they would go 14-2, 13-3 every year. So I don't care about preseason. I don't care about the scrimmage. I don't care about the Saints. You know what I would do in the Saints game on Thursday?
What'd you do?
I would not play a single starter. Not one. I don't care. We know what they are. We know what we're going to get.
Well, they usually don't in week 1. They usually start playing.
You don't know the Jags. Jags will play starters into the third quarter every game.
Because they had to previously.
But see, you guys being fans of NFL teams who are actually really good, like when you have really good NFL teams, you don't get hyped for stuff like this because y'all already know when the season comes on. You know what I'm saying?
I get hyped for every preseason game for fantasy football. I want to see how are the teams going to be coaching. What kind of schemes are going to be doing? Are they throwing to the running back? Who's getting targeted?
Weeks 1 through 3 are really important for us because we see how, for example, Wims, the Bears. None of us knew who this guy was, and they're using him a lot in the system. So that's a play that we want to talk. He actually picked him up right after the game.
I'll tell you some fantasy stuff that I picked up from the scrimmage based on the plays they were running that I've never seen before. You better get Corey Grant. And I ain't saying you got to draft him in the higher rounds. Either draft him late, or if he's a free agent and y'all already drafted, you need to pick him up right now.
Speaking of other dope,
that dude is going to be a feature back, like a lot of plays.
Other really good things from the scrimmage that obviously you don't really pay attention to because they're kickers and punters. Logan Cook look good. Our punter.
Can we talk about the receivers? I want to know about the
receivers. Man.
Hey,
I don't know who we going.
We're talking punters.
We're talking, and we don't forget Lambo.
Punters are people too. Shout out to your Michigan, Rich Eisen. Punters are
people. I love his show. Watch him. He's the best punter.
Brother, you can tell Kendra, she ain't got to stand there. Kendra, you ain't got to stand there.
Oh, how she know?
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, we have people in the 685 walk past the camera all the time. This ain't all super professional like a Pigskin Dynasty. This is more bullshit, less substance.
But like we were saying about, they want to ask us about wide receivers, HB. I don't know what we going to do. Who make it?
I see the wide receiver, I think, is the biggest position battle on the team. I see Marquise Lee make a catch over Jalen Ramsey. That was one of the greatest catches I've ever seen from Marquise Lee.
Was that part of the greatest? Was it because of a great throw?
No, this is a different play.
Like
Bortles hit Lee on like an out route to the sideline. Ramsey had Lee covered up. I mean, I'm talking about like in his chest, perfect coverage, hands in the air. Lee hops over, literally jumps over the back of Ramsey, reaches in front of him, grabs the ball, and pulls it
so he pulls a hammy.
And I was like, whoa. And
that's impressive. Ramsey's known for his strength.
Yeah, and Ramsey got height too. Like,
right.
But it was definitely impressive for me. I thought Lee looked really, really good.
Well, let me ask you,
really good.
I'm sorry, you can go, bud.
So just off the top of my head, I just literally just scribbled down all the wide receivers. I'm pretty sure I missed somebody. But real quick, you got Lee, Cole, Chark, Moncrief, Dede, Mickens, Green. Who all made the team?
You got Shane Wynn and Lazard.
Shane Wynn.
Wynn and Lazard are gonna get cut.
That's why I didn't really say it. Because I don't think they'll make it.
Since you guys went to the scrimmage, I'm very interested in how DJ Chark was used because he was coming into the draft. He was one of the kind of favored receivers for the
DJ Chark
Dynasty draft. So I just want to make sure.
I wasn't too keen on him coming out of the draft. I didn't think it was I didn't think it was a bad pick, but I didn't think it was like an exponentially good pick or whatever.
But since you've seen him.
I like the middle one.
Just so the viewers from the Pigskin Dynasty to have an idea, so Michael Gallup and DJ Chark kind of go in the same area, and just to give you an idea, so probably like in the second round, maybe low second, high third. Do you agree, Scott?
Well, I've seen Chark as early as the early second.
Okay, so he's definitely favored in the Dynasty community. So I'm very interested in how he was being used
in Dynasty fantasy. I would draft Chark somewhere around there. The reason why I say that is because I think in the future
you think
he'll be our number one. You can see it clearly.
DJ Chark look good.
Well, in the future, it's gonna be him and Lee.
He definitely has the same body type as like Allen Robinson.
Right. It's gonna be him and Lee in the future. He also got speed because that's gonna burn through people. That being said, though, if you're drafting on like a 1 year, don't do it. Don't pick him up. Here's why. I don't think he gives us. I say very minimal production this year. Maybe less than 400 yards.
He would take an injury.
Yeah, there's two. The receiving core.
Because it's probably gonna be like just off rip. You just as of now, your starters are probably gonna be Lee, Moncrief, and probably Cole.
Yeah, and Moncrief wasn't even out there for the scrimmage.
Yeah, because he was dinged up.
So they look good.
On the scrimmage, was Chark lined up pretty much outside? Or did you see any inside?
I didn't see any slide from Chark.
No?
None.
I didn't expect any.
None. Everything I seen from Chark was either X or Y. No slide.
Plus they got Dede and
Dede ran slide. Rashard ran slide. I seen Lee in the slide or whatever, and then Wynn and Lazard ran slide.
But they're telling you right now they're trying to blow the top off with Chark.
Yeah,
that's what they want to do.
I seen some plays, man, and this is getting into the who's gonna get cut with the receiver.
Yeah,
I seen some plays for Mickens. I don't think
that's what I'm trying to get.
Mickens got 130-yard punt return. Yeah, Mickens got a 30-yard punt return, and he took one back. Legit, danced around, tightrope the sideline, and ran up and scored a touchdown, and it was legit. And at first, everybody thought he stepped out, but he didn't. He scored. And remember, he got almost 2 last year too. So
you think they keep 6 receivers?
I would keep 7 if I were them.
I don't think you go 7. I don't think you go 7. I think you got exactly. 6 is already high.
Where are they going to cut on to keep the 6?
That's what I'm saying. Who you got?
Give it to linemen. They keep loading.
Okay. You got Lee.
Cut Tanner Lee. Cut Michael Bennett. That's 2 spots right there.
But no, wide receiver, you gotta go. You gonna go?
They gotta get down to 53.
Exactly. So you got Lee gonna make it, Cole gonna make it, Chark gonna make it, Moncrief gonna make it, Diddy ain't gonna make it.
That's 5 right
That's
there.
5 right
So you only
there.
got one more spot.
Who you gonna? You got Mickens and Green and Wing.
I'm keeping Mickens.
And you get rid of Rashad Green.
Rashad
Green been having a good camp.
Well, go play somewhere else. I'm sorry.
He gonna go to Tampa. He gonna go back with
to me, Mickens is just more
James.
explosive.
Yeah.
Mickens is just more explosive and dynamic. And I think Rashad Green goes to the Tampa Bay Graphics. I think that I think he'll be good.
I'm sorry. What?
The Graphics.
The Tampa Bay who?
The Graphics. You know, when you're in an Uber, you just reach over and grab what you want. Ask James about it.
I get it. Even the Buccaneers, they got 5 receivers they're keeping right now.
Yeah, it's deep, man.
Listen, man, this is what happens when you're a good team. Okay?
You gotta make hard decisions.
If this was the Patriots, you think the Patriots would care, any Patriots fan would care about keeping Rashad Green or J.Don Mickens?
No, they just go get Eric Decker.
Yeah.
and turn him into
Honestly, they probably would never even sign Rashad
He's gonna
Green.
get 800
Yo.
touchdowns.
I was just about to say, Patriots signing Decker. What y'all think about that? He used to be a Tennessee Titan. What is he gonna do?
I just think he's gonna be intriguing. He's gonna be a smart receiver on the field, and Brady's he's gonna hit him.
Yo, I want to say this
Good for
too.
the offense.
And it's going to be kind of funny.
My girlfriend Kaylin could be on that team and she would be a stud receiver.
There you go.
There you go.
And you know why she would be on that team? Because what's up with the Patriots with the white wide receivers, man? It's like if you a white
They give white people hope,
that's
man.
it.
You know what? I'm gonna stop you right now.
You better say
You know
something
what?
interesting.
I'm saying interesting. I'm gonna stand up.
He's
I
gonna
got
say
something to
Amos.
say. You know what? All these black receivers run around. Nobody says a word.
Why you pointing your finger like
The
Granddaddy spirit coming in.
The Patriots get all white wide receivers,
And white
it's a
running back.
problem.
Yeah.
And a white running back.
By the way, speaking of the Patriots, Sonny Michel did get a knee procedure done, so keep that in mind if anyone.
You called that.
Okay. He did have bone. He did have bone on bone going out to the draft. And
Allegedly.
Scott, like, you stopped that propaganda.
Scott did confirm that he's only going to be out about 10 days, but that's something just to be hesitant on because a lot of people are drafting him in the first round.
I like Sonny Michel.
All right, but that keep in mind, I do think if Michelle is out, Rex Burkhead all the way, baby.
See, there you go.
That being said, though, man, I want to go back to the pictures real quick with the whole, like, when you just said the white running back thing, what's up with that, man? Like, how does the Patriots feel this entirely white? They have white linebackers. They got white safeties. Like, everybody's white.
Stephon Gilmore's black.
There you go.
Yeah, that's one.
Cordell Patterson. Honestly,
his string is long.
I don't think they try to get white players or anything. I think they just want people, that can follow the system,
Follow the rules,
be
fundamentals.
coachable, and just be smart. And I think that's just all that they're
So
looking
you're
for.
telling me they're looking for the NFL versions of Jimmer Fredettes? Just give me Gordon Hayward.
He's a hooper. Gordon Hayward.
John Stockton.
Also, look
They
at
can hoop. They can hoop, man.
Yeah, the Patriots are
also
the
look
Utah
at
Jazz of the
Patriots
NFL.
coaching staff. How many times have we seen a player that has done absolutely nothing on other NFL teams and they go to the Patriots and do? So maybe they instead of investing into a player that deserves millions and millions of dollars and they're athletic, they get these players that aren't really athletic, but they can teach them how
The
to.
whole reason they can do that is because Brady conforms to the philosophy.
Everybody conforms.
Well, Brady's lashing out now, so
I will say this about Belichick: it's the greatest coaching job in the history of sports. Here's why: to have somebody buy into your system for 20 years almost, like that's crazy. He's been there since 2000, right? So, or 2001.
And maybe the greatest player of all time.
And it's 2000, like 18, and everybody's bought. He never changed his system. Everybody buy into it. When Jack Del Rio was here, he came in with like, I'm Hollywood Jack, it's all loose, and it worked, and we made the playoffs and stuff like that. But then after a while, they were like, it's not tough enough, and then they started being tough. Tom Coughlin, he came in as a hard ass, and it worked at first, and then he had to loosen
It's
up.
working right now.
Back again,
But no coach in history, besides maybe Vince Lombardi, has kept the same system the whole time. Yeah,
It never fails. As always, seems like every show. Like me and Scott said, we bring so much to the table, to our shows, to his show, and then, we obviously drag you guys along. So with stuff like that, you saying Belichick,
Scott has no personality.
You missing
Scott has no personality. You have no personality.
You know what's the best point about Belichick? How in the hell ain't nobody snitching? All that cheating we do, and everybody know we never cheated. No, that's the great job. That's the great job. And nobody snitching.
The white guys only tell them on the black side.
Where's the person saying, yeah, man, we did a lot of
football Jets did Spygate way before the Patriots did. Because the Patriots were good.
One Belichick there?
I just want to say this too.
No,
Melcher was at the Browns.
When it comes to talent on this podcast, me and Matt are David Ruffin and Eddie Kendrick, and you was Otis. And you know what? You're not even.
No.
You're referencing here.
Exactly.
Also, I'm really cute.
Eddie Kendricks, David Ruffin, Otis. You ain't even Paul. You David. You the what's the dude? What was the dude name that was the?
I don't know why them goddamn. Shut up, damn Temptation.
Take on this guy.
He's talking about damn Temptation. Come there, ass.
Richard. You Richard. You just
He don't know that.
Vibe version.
See, there you go.
That's Beach Boys.
No, give me Beach Boys.
I don't know that.
And what's the code for Pittsburgh? They sticking to his system.
Oh yeah, Tomlin. That's
They
true.
sticking to his system.
Yeah, it's system of losing in the playoffs.
That's true.
That's
This guy got a good
a
point.
He is
This
winning.
guy got a good point. That's the Steelers system. The Steelers just put a
Steelers
coach
don't need
because they have to have a coach. You know, they can be coachless and they still run the same offense and the same defense and the same players. They've been doing that for 30, 40 years. That's Chuck Noll's system. That's what that is. That's just still Chuck Noll.
Why it gotta be Chuck Noll? Why can't it be the owners?
That was the first coach though. Like Chuck Noll and Art, whatever. his name
The
is.
Rooney's
Art
owned it back with Chuck
Yeah,
Noll.
Chuck Noll and Rooney, they got together and they came up with that system and they've been running it since the 70s.
I guess you would know that.
Yeah, I'm old.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, Scott love calling me home. But you want to get to some more stuff, man?
Let's go. Other than the scrimmage, Saints Jaguars preseason game. What y'all
Oh
think?
yeah, that's coming up. I don't care. What y'all think?
I want to see who the big back is going to be replacing Mark Ingram. So I want to see the first back out there, not Kamara.
Boston Scott.
Is it Boston Scott? Could be Trey Edmonds.
I think it's Trey. Yeah,
Jonathan Williams.
Jonathan Williams is there. They
Trash.
just brought Terrence West. They brought in.
Terrence West is trash.
They
too.
brought in Shane Vereen.
Why didn't you hear what else for a while?
Yeah, he's
On the Saints side, I'm really interested to see how that receiver plays out. We all know Michael Thomas is going to be the wide receiver one, but I'm interested to see the wide receiver two. You got Cam Meredith there. You got Traquan Smith. You got I'm missing someone else.
Tegan Jr. Tegan's going to be the deep guy, the deep threat. But really, the competition I don't see is Traquan Smith.
Tegan Jr. Tegan Jr. is a damn lead.
Ted Ginn can play still, bro.
Tegan oldest. Tegan still.
Tegan was a fantasy
You know what?
stud almost
Was he?
in the Carolina
Wow.
Panthers.
As far as Ohio State receivers go, he might be the best one to come out in the last.
Thomas.
Oh yeah. But you know what?
I guess we just bring the knowledge to
You know what? I forgot. Michael Thomas is one of those players where it's like you.
He didn't even have a college career. He just came to
Yeah. It's like I didn't know
This
you
guy.
played Ohio State. You didn't do nothing there. Like yeah, so I didn't know you played Ohio State. Do something.
He only had like 400 or 500 yards.
Kind of like the Jalen Ramsey eyes right there. It's like, kind of that.
Okay, whatever. Dude, I really don't care about preseason at all. I'll tell you the two good things.
What do you want to see? Do you want to see Sharp get on?
Two good things that I would say could come out of this or whatever. If you're a Jags fan or if you're a fantasy fan or whatever. If the Saints run their ones, if they do. So that first drive, the first drive where they run their ones and the Jags run their ones on defense, that is going to be a good matchup. One of the best offenses in the league versus one of the best defenses in the league.
The thing I would want to see the Jaguars, can they defend the running backs out of the backfield?
Right.
Who's going to be out there?
Right.
Can they take that out? So I think everything else are okay.
Look to see what Miles Jack and Tillman do. Your boy Leon Jacobs from Wisconsin, he started at Puzz spot.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yep, so the tight end spot, that's going to be key.
I mean, no, Spud spot was middle linebacker, but now that's on Miles spot.
But
I see
he's a strong side.
Speaking of Post listeners, this is the first really season without him. How do you think who's going to fill that leadership role?
Don't tell him to leave. It ain't even close.
Leon Jacobs, in the scrimmage, he looked way better than I thought he was going to be. Like, that dude, because, okay, first of all, Blair Brown was supposed to be the guy to come in and step up. Blair Brown was running with the threes. So that shows you what they think of Blair Brown. And then also, like, Leon Jacobs apparently is, like, blowing everybody away in camp.
Have you seen him?
You know, he was, what, a 7th-round pick?
7th-round pick
from Wisconsin.
But dude,
Like, he looked like the Terminator. And, like, when they were running out there with the ones, I really didn't notice him.
and that's good. That's good.
Because I would have noticed, the only reason I would have noticed him if he made a mistake. So I would say we'll see. I want Puzz to come out of retirement and come back. One more year, Puzz, we'll get your ring. Come on.
Yeah.
I think he can do it one more year.
I was thinking as well.
Yeah, he is a great guy. I have a few running
Yeah.
I saw him at a Diamond Car Wash a couple months back, and he was so nice.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
Man, when the hurricanes came last year, he helped all his neighbors put up hurricane shelters and stuff.
He's from the Big Ten.
Penn State?
Penn State.
Penn State?
That's when Joe Pa played. He was there with Joe Pa and Sandusky.
And see, the one thing about once we talking about Puz came on live radio and was like, when that junk broke, Puz was like, put me on the radio, let me tell y'all what's going on. Yeah. And Puz spoke on it, like he ain't run away from it.
I say, like I said, two things: the offense versus that defense. That'd be first round. So you got to literally watch the game when it come on to see that. But I would say also this: if you're a Jags fan or if you're a Saints fan or fan, like I said, fantasy. It's always good to see the young players play because they ain't gonna play no more this season. If you want to see Shark and see how good he is, I would say look at it now.
You think they're gonna shut down Chark early like they shut down? Remember they shut down Keelan Cole?
No.
But you remember Keelan Cole? They shut him.
They shut Chark down because
you don't invest a draft pick that high. Not
no. I'm talking about preseason. They shut down Keelan Cole. They was like, you got it.
But I think they shut down Keelan Cole because they knew Westbrook would be out for like 6 to 8 weeks. So they was like, well, we don't want Keelan Cole getting hurt too. Last year at the beginning of the year, he was on IR. So that's why they shut down.
Remember, Didi balled out against Atlanta last year.
But see, I don't think they're gonna shut down Sharp because it's gonna be Sharp, Wynn, and Uzar. They're gonna be your main receivers for the whole preseason. Because they're not gonna run, and Mickens might play a lot, but they ain't gonna run Didi out there.
They also want to get some reps too.
Yeah,
I think they are gonna run Didi.
I
think they like to work on Didi. Didi good. I think Didi kind of falling on this.
I think that Didi's being mismanaged. I think he's the second best receiver on this team right now.
Flitnikoff winner.
Yeah. And he was number 2 in the Heisman voting. You don't sit a dude who's number 2 or number 3 in the Heisman voting on the bench. Like the dude is
RG3's on the bench.
Yo, listen here about the RG3. RG3 got a raw deal ever since his wife was banging his teammates. It messed his head up. Don't get your eyes on me. You know what happened?
Wait a minute.
Listen.
Or maybe it was his ACL tear. I mean,
thank you, maybe.
You could have ACL tear. Don't say ACL tear and you just told me Deshaun Watson's gonna change the division around. So it ain't no ACL tear.
I did not say the same to this. I said JJ Watt's coming back. The defense.
Do you think Deshaun Watson makes Houston better?
I do.
Okay, so he's coming off of ACL, his second one, right?
I think he's had regression. I said that before and playing.
Let's not forget about JJ Watt and that ragged ass back end.
Yeah, well, that being said, if you think Deshaun Watson would have tore up,
I said he's going to regress plenty of times on my show. Okay?
No, I'm saying, but if
you know why? Because he averaged 40 yards per game rushing. And you're not going to do that with a restructured ACL.
You gonna let him talk to you right now on your show, HB?
That's 4 points in fantasy football. Try me.
It is 4 points. But that being said, though,
and he also averaged every 9 throws with a touchdown. Tom Brady does every 6 throws. That's coming down too. Try me again.
Whoop! I agree with that because I'm a big proponent of looking at the tape. And I feel like when they get a tape on that kid, he's done. That being said, though, Deshaun Watson had an ACL in college, and then he had an ACL in the pros. Everybody thinks that Deshaun Watson is going to be a good quarterback. Robert Griffin had an ACL in college, and he had an ACL in the pros. He should have still been a good quarterback. What messed him up was the fact that he didn't get along with his teammates, and everybody want to say, oh, he was a bad teammate. If you bang my wife, I'm a bad teammate.
Back to Washington.
Allegedly.
Back to Washington when they first drafted RG3. They never built they tried to make RG3 what he wasn't. He was not a pocket passer. Okay?
That's brutal.
Now look at what the Titans are doing.
It's like Shanahan.
Yeah, that's what Shanahan let him run.
Look at what the Titans. The Titans, Mariota came out. They realized Mariota wasn't that drop. He's not the Peyton Manning. He's not the Tom Brady. They built that offense kind of to the offense the way he ran in Oregon. So that was a problem with RG3. I think the Houston Texans are going to do that with Deshaun Watson. They're going to build the offense.
Yeah, people aren't stupid enough.
So why does it have to be his wife? Why can't it be RG3 had mental problems because the coach wanted Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
I
think the 4th round.
He wanted Cousins.
How you're the second?
He didn't want
How you're the second overall pick?
So
and they traded the house to get to the second overall pick, and then they draft Kirk Cousins.
The value was too high. It was. I feel like the Kirk Cousins thing. Yeah. Well,
he didn't want
Kirk because Gruden wants to run a pocket passer offense or whatever. See, I
don't know. This is back when Shanahan.
This is Shanahan.
Yeah, Shanahan.
Well, he wanted
to run the acting GM as well.
Yeah,
so he
wanted to run a pocket passer offense, so he got.
But the owner wanted RG3.
Yeah, well, I mean, you should have got RG3.
They got RG3, but the coaching staff wanted, which Shanahan wanted.
I think a lot of times, and I just said this to somebody the other day or whatever, right? You look at a football team, and people on the outside looking in think that all these dudes are friends or whatever. They're not. Most of the dudes don't even Most of the dudes don't even like each other. They don't even talk to each other. And I think a lot of times that come into play, just like with Doug Baldwin or whatever. Not Doug Baldwin. I'm sorry, Gordon Taylor. Go on the tape.
Okay.
Did not get along with his teammates because of stuff with his wife and Russell Wilson's wife and all that. And he ended up going to Detroit when it was time to get re-signed and all that. Even though the Seahawks offered him a really good deal, he wanted that. Richard Sherman, same thing. Teammate stuff. And yes, I think a lot of the football factors does matter with RG3. But I think his career got derailed because of mental stuff from the fact that none of his teammates liked him.
That very well could be true.
Yeah, and they tried to make it seem like he was a bad teammate. He got a divorce from his wife, and all the mess got all out there, and the allegations was she was banging his teammates. You can't work with a dude and throw him the ball or hand him the ball or high five him after a play if he banged your wife. It's not okay.
He needs to be a professional.
Yeah, okay.
Well, if that was the case, he went to Cleveland. And what
It's
happened to
Cleveland.
Well,
Fun-
he played.
fun
I thought he
time.
really played. He got
injured
injured.
again.
Yeah, he got injured. He's
Durability.
very injury prone. Now that's his
Well, he
fault.
was a slight frame guy, so
Yeah,
playing
he
quarterback
gets
slight
injured.
frame and you're a runner, it's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
he gets injured real easily, and that happens all the time. Also, it's Cleveland. That's quarterback Death Valley, bro.
Fun times in Cleveland.
Guaranteed. I was telling Buddy, guaranteed that Cleveland's going to have 30 starting quarterbacks before they get their continuous starter.
I love those jerseys that list
Here's
all the
why.
starting quarterbacks.
Oh,
Here's
yeah.
why.
You
Wait,
can't do that back in
Here's
99.
why it guarantees. Right now, they're at 29, right? Because Tyrod Taylor's going to be the
I
starter.
believe Tyrod Taylor started the whole season.
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
Whole season.
That means they would have to
But-
play for the playoffs.
But here's the thing. At some point, Baker's going to get in, right? So that'll make 30. That's why I said they're going to have 30 before they freaking do it, man.
No, I believe Tyrod's. I believe they slow Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's the quarterback for the future, but I believe for the next year, Tyrod, maybe a year and a half. Tyrod.
You think they make
Tyrod-
playoffs this year?
Tyrod's a starter as long as they're.
I want to see how the offense plays first before I make that.
I got them in the playoffs this year.
Because, I mean, I
They
guess
got too many damn
Cleveland-
players.
The defense is really
Yeah,
solid.
you got to do it at some point.
They
You got
always-
too many
they always
goddamn-
tell
you look at Cleveland. Cleveland looks like a team that you playing on Madden and you just put players together.
Yeah.
Like, on paper, it looks nice.
Yeah.
Yes, it looks nice on paper.
And they play.
But it's.
They really play in a division. Only the Steelers is the only team you really got to worry about in that division. They don't play in like.
I don't
a
think
tough
Cincinnati gonna be
division.
that. I don't think Cincinnati gonna be that good. Baltimore.
Baltimore trash. Did you
Yeah.
watch the Hall of Fame game? They're in trouble.
Baltimore's one of those teams where your expectations are low for
They somehow
them,
win.
and they still get to the playoffs.
Right.
They
Right.
they have that.
Now they don't get to the
front
playoffs.
office
They get deep into
before
the
they get
playoffs.
there.
Okay?
Bro, they so
Every other team in the NFL were the Browns. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
yeah. What division?
Yeah, that's true.
Because when you look at your schedule, you're like, ooh, the Browns, W.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what they do for the Jazz.
That's what they do for the Jaguars.
They won't do it this year, but that's what they do for the Jazz. I just think Cleveland's just awful. The way the franchises ran, it's like the Bengals or whatever. When all that stuff came out a few weeks ago about how cheap the Bengals is and how they don't get their players water, they have to drink out a water fountain.
Right.
Yeah,
Nobody
like
cares
that's,
about
I feel like that's why the Bengals can't be successful because they don't run it first class. And I feel like Cleveland, although they may have all the amenities, I feel like their administration is not
Well,
first class.
I always come back to if you don't have a good owner, you don't have a good front office, your team they'll have moments of success, but you won't sustain it.
Right.
Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, and their owner doesn't even want to be the Cleveland Browns owner. He wants to own the Tennessee Titans. He's a big
Well, he was the former Steelers owner,
yeah.
and he's a big alum from Tennessee. So
Tennessee,
he's
and
a
he
big
wants to
boost
buy
for
the Titans.
Tennessee.
And when the Titans, like now that Bud Adams is dead, and the Titans are up for sale, basically, he wants to swap teams or whatever. Like he wants to get the Titans. Nah, they ain't gonna do it. He wants to get the Titans and and then sell Cleveland to somebody else. He doesn't even want to be there. So your owner doesn't even want to be there. So how you gonna win a game? It's just not gonna
I
happen.
do think they're going to win a lot more games than they did last year.
I think they're making the playoffs.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
Playoffs? You're not talking playoffs.
I think honestly 6 and 10.
I know, right?
6 and 10. I say 9 and 7. Eking in at a 6 seed, coming to Jacksonville to get stomped. That's what I say. Or wait, no, whoever the 3 seed is, they'll go there and get stomped. Maybe Pittsburgh or whatever. Get stomped. I don't think. Dude, you can't be bad for that long and not do something at some point. Look at the Jags.
Well, they've been drafting really good. That
Yeah.
defense is solid.
To me, the reason
They
why I
got
say
that Jarvis Landry.
they're going to make the playoffs, they're doing the
Chubb.
same thing the Jags did.
They don't got Chubb.
No.
They took Denzel Ward instead of Chubb.
Yeah, they did.
My bad, wrong team.
Drafting good, huh?
All right.
Chubb went to Denver.
Oh, Nick Chubb.
Yeah, Nick
I thought you were talking
Chubb.
about Bradley Chubb.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I was
Nick
talking
Chubb.
about Bradley Chubb too.
Oh.
Yeah, but no, they you know.
Credit me on air, you mofo.
Mofo.
I said
First time that's been other play. Flag, shout out. I don't know what y'all want to talk about. Y'all want to have some fantasy stuff?
Y'all got some fantasy stuff y'all want to add some
stuff
stuff
coming up?
before we wrap it up? Any fantasy stuff y'all want to
Well, I just want to say it's really exciting that football's finally back.
Oh, man.
From the a lot of teams are drafting this year, and I made a solid trade. I'm pretty happy about that. Pretty stoked. But Scott, you have anything you want to say on the fantasy world?
No, same thing. I did a redraft draft last night, my first one of the season. I probably got about 3 or 4 more that I'll do.
Let's talk about our fantasy. Aren't we supposed to? We're supposed to do a fantasy league, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Y'all want to be in the Pigskin Dynasty Flag on the Play Fantasy League?
We need to do the draft live. We need
to do the draft. We need to do that in the next 2 weeks.
No, we do always do redraft leagues on like the final week of preseason, so we know who the injuries are.
Okay, so that's when we'll get together.
So y'all need to let us know.
By the way, I just want to point out a tip, something that I did in my draft last night, and something I want to voice to the listeners. If you're doing a draft right now or the first 2 weeks of preseason, don't draft a kicker and defense. Just draft the running backs that are in battles for position, for the starting job. Because there could be injuries. I mean, there's still 4 weeks of preseason, play 4 more, each team has to play 4 more games, and injuries always happen. Plus, they could win the battle outright too, and then you could be with the starting running back instead of a kicker.
When I do redraft leagues, I usually just always stream a kicker or a defense.
Right.
Like if you're doing a basic 10-team redraft league, you can only start 10 defenses, right? So there's gonna be at least 20 defenses on the free agency.
Yeah.
So you just pick one up, play the matchup, and then go from there. Because you're not gonna lose unless it's like a really close, rare case. You're not gonna lose because you're like a defense and a kicker.
You wouldn't draft the Jags defense?
Not where they're being drafted. They're going in the 8th, 9th, 10th round.
That's too high.
That could be a decent quarterback.
Yeah, they could be the best defense, but you could get a starting running back or receiver.
So
load up on running backs and load up on receivers. Okay, running backs are the hardest position to draft because yes, you have the top 15 are really good, but what after that? You got to try to find depth somewhere. So. Running backs and receivers are your most important.
Right.
So fantasy wise, when would you guys start drafting your defenses? Like if you're gonna draft
if I'm drafting a kicker in the last round, I'll draft the defense.
I don't draft kickers.
Okay.
Period. I just don't.
I'm just saying if you were to do it. I don't like drafting either of them. I'd rather take a shot on a running back, especially early in the preseason. Yeah. And then week 1, I'm gonna obviously drop whatever and get a kicker.
I feel like the most interesting thing about our fantasy league is gonna see if Bud finishes last or first. Because guys who don't know what they're doing, they always either finish last or first.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah.
I do want to do like a kind of like a loser shaming on like streaming for our league. So.
Yeah, we have to amongst us. We'll have to do a punishment for whoever finishes.
Like I kind of want to do like a whipped cream pie face maybe on live stream or like make them.
I like how we're all looking at you when you're finishing last.
See, because
maybe
I'm telling y'all, he trying to Uncle Phil.
I'm not wearing no damn wigs. I ain't wearing no damn Spanx. I ain't wearing no man romper.
They don't even make 5X Spanx.
Yeah, what else I'm not wearing? I'm not wearing no goddamn dress. So let's just get this out of the way, okay?
No, I can put them in heels.
No.
I'm not wearing no damn heels.
No, that's what we do. Well, you're gonna go. Loser has to get French tips pedicure.
He would say something very evident.
Hey,
my girlfriend will be the one that will take you to a nice salon. You get a nice glass of wine. She'll be your best friend.
But I've seen your feet. You need a French tip pedicure.
First off, shut up. I just got my feet done the other day because I like this type of stuff.
I think
other than that French tip,
your skin tone will look great with a nice beige color. Nice beige color.
We'll figure out. But I know Champ will get the belt.
We're open to suggestions from the viewers. Let us know what you have on that.
Or viewers, y'all could be decent human beings and just say, hey, let the winner get the belt and leave it at that.
You know what I got for our league? There's a little license plate cover that says Fantasy Loser.
Yeah.
I like that.
There you go.
No, I want something. worse.
Transcat real funny if like Matt just has a disaster all this time.
I know. I'm like, damn it.
And then he's the one who did it. He came up with all this stuff.
I'll pick my toes.
I guess I'll watch a little bit of preseason and just so that, because usually I don't play fantasy because I'm not bad at it. I just get really frustrated.
It's definitely a full-time job because you gotta keep in mind of like just player updates and
changing the lineups and stuff. But no, it's just I just get really frustrated because fantasy for me goes either I do really well or I do really bad. I've never been an in-between year. Either I finish first or second or I finish last. Yeah. Like that one year we played together, I finished last. Dead last. Well, and I was playing the last place game with Scott, and I'm not this guy.
Well, let's
big fat bear Scott.
Let's plan on last week of preseason. We figure out who's going to be in it, and we do a live stream of the draft, and we
do 12 people, right?
Let's do 12.
Let's do 12 people. So that's gives us 4 extra people on each side 4 on Pigskin Dynasty from there.
We do got players on our league that were like that they do watch our show consistent that we're gonna play. So.
And then we need 4. Don't worry, we'll just if you don't tell us that you want to do it, we're gonna make you do it. So don't worry. But we'll have a draft party and we'll stream it.
We'll stream it on Sunday.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll stream a draft party.
That's that last Sunday before the NFL season.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So y'all get with us to do that. And here at Flag on the Play, you got something else, Scott?
No, I'm good.
Okay, here at Flag on the Play, every week we like to throw flags on anybody that's violating. Oh, Bud got some shout outs. We like to throw flags on anybody that's violating the game and
all sports, right?
Yeah,
All
that's
sports
the game, period.
The game. Violating.
Hence the name Flag on the Play. And we have a special coin tosser every week too. Last week it was the Black Ranger. Shout out to the Black Ranger. That's what's up. This week, his greatness himself. He's hosted many live events, big things such as the Rumble in the Jungle. He's done WrestleMania. Michael Buffer, shout out earlier today, was here, did a coin toss, and of course I won because I called it tails. You always call tails, and
never fails.
It never fails, and I defer to Bud. So Bud, go ahead and give your shout outs and then throw your flag.
With the new flags you got.
Exactly. One of these days, I swear I'm going to win the coin toss. But with the shout outs, once again, want to thank everybody who listens to the show. We appreciate that. Flag on the Play, the Roman Empire has moved again. We are now in South Carolina. Appreciate that. Appreciate y'all listening.
Y'all need to get an extra lane on y'all highway. Go ahead, Bud.
And we are now officially in enemy territory. We are now being listened to in New England.
Oh, New England?
Yes, New England. Oh yeah, we're in
Which
Tennessee.
New England state?
We're in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, we got people in
Oh,
Massachusetts.
Not really New England, I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So,
Foxborough.
Hey, y'all know Miles Jack wasn't down.
just so y'all know. Appreciate you listening.
Well, you know it wasn't
By the way, the beer's actually pretty good if you had an NJWD beer.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And so I guess now flags. Who am I throwing my flag on? I will be throwing my flag on my friend over here for winning Tom Brady jersey on my show. That is definitely a violation of the game. I'm very
It
upset
was
about that.
intentional.
Everybody
what
out
I'm
in the
putting my flag
podcast listener that's not visualizing it and looking at the YouTube, Scott is rocking a throwback of number 10 Michigan Tom Brady, but it's a new throwback because
ladies and gentlemen, he got the Tom Brady with the Jordan symbol on him.
I gotta ask you guys. I gotta ask you just one thing. I was thinking about it when I was putting this jersey on. I was thinking, when I was a kid, my first quarterback. You know, you have a special relationship with your first quarterback with Brady. So who is that to you guys?
Oh, it's easy. Like
Spurrier?
The first quarterback.
Spurrier.
Damn!
Terry Bradshaw.
Damn!
I had that first, guys.
Tasting Terry Bradshaw.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, I threw my flag on him, and then the dirtiest player in the game. This is what he does. It's like we having a wrestling match. He went Ric Flair, dropped the one knee, low blow, and said it was Spurrier. No, actually, my first quarterback memory is Danny. God damn it, not Warren Moon. Danny Werfel. Danny Werfel is the man. That's why, like, when I just remember.
So Danny Werfel was your first hero quarterback.
Danny Werfel was the man.
Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman is your first hero quarterback.
Was that UCLA? Aren't you?
No. Dallas Cowboys.
The first time I remember a quarterback being really good, I remember Joe Montana. Yeah, that's the first quarterback I remember really good. But I didn't idolize him. I just thought he was really good. The first quarterback I ever thought was like, oh shit, this dude is good. I love this dude. Was Dan Marino.
I got a question for you guys. When you guys first watched football, did they have those like leather helmets? Or
wow.
One more thing.
Let me tell you something, boy. Back in my day, they hit players for real. It was real football.
Oh man.
Leather helmets or not.
One more thing, I almost forgot. We actually got some fans to give some shout outs to. I want to show y'all a shout out. They said they listen to the show all the time. My homeboy is named Bobo. Bobo listens to the show and his girlfriend Tanisha. They listen to the show. Shout out to both of y'all. Appreciate it. They literally say they listen to the show faithfully. Shout out Flag on the Play family. If you listen to the show, we're gonna shout y'all because we appreciate that.
Yeah, shout out to y'all. Let's go, Scott. What's your flag, bro?
I'll throw my flag on Sendejo. He was a safety for the Vikings. he's mocking the NFL's new helmet rule. He was wearing his helmet, and then he put an extra face mask on the top, and he says now the NFL can never throw a flag on me. So I thought that was pretty good.
That's trash. People out here got real concussions.
And he also had his hat on that said, "Make football violent."
Oh, yeah.
He also, he had make fun. Yeah. Make football violent.
Matt, what you want to throw your flag on?
Sure, I'll throw my flag. So it seems like deja vu because my last time I threw the flag, it was about MMA, and this time it's gonna be about MMA. So I'm throwing my
Not a
flag.
real sport.
It is probably one of the most manly sports out there. Okay, so Saturday was UFC at 227.
227.
Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw at 2. So I'm throwing my flag on Cody No Love Garbrandt. Okay, that's knocked out in the first round. He was talking so much. But the reason I'm throwing the flag is because he did the same mistake he did last time. He said he learned from his mistakes. He did looping powerhouse shots, and he did tag TJ, but then he went straight for it, and TJ countered with a straight right and just dropped him.
I just gotta say, Matt threw this flag like a coach throws a challenge play.
But I really want to throw it, but I'm gonna throw it.
You gotta do that like that.
Bang. But see, not since you're a big time fighter fan, how you feel about your boy Conor McGregor?
I called it. I said in October last time we did. I said it was gonna be Khabib McGregor, and I thought it was gonna be Daniel Cormier and Cain Velasquez, but that's
gonna be Cormier and Lesnar.
No, Lesnar's in your solid points. Can't eligible to fight until January.
Right, but I thought they were gonna do it.
No, Cormier already said it on TMZ Sports that he's going to fight either light heavyweight or heavyweight before his last fight, which would be Lesnar.
Are you into this shit?
I do want to say on the UFC section, a lot of big fights coming. You got Dustin Poirier and Nate Diaz finally come back from his 2-year absence for the number 1 contendership for the lightweight title, and they're probably going to fight the winner of Khabib and Conor McGregor. So
Matt, this is flag on a play, not a whole segment.
It's how I like UFC from time to time, and I also love WWE. Shout out to my boo Alexa Bliss. The streak continues. You good on your flag? You want to?
Good.
Okay.
I'm
gonna throw my flag.
I want $2.50 on DraftKings, by the way.
Oh, that's what's up. That's it. $2.50.
Talking about 100% back.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna throw my flag on the New York Yankees. Okay. Here's why I'm gonna throw my flag on the New York Yankees. Okay. You took last year and stole from my team the greatest home run hitter that's in the league right now, which is Mike Stanton, right?
Giancarlo Stanton?
No, I'm calling him Mike.
You mean
Mama named him Mike? I'm calling Mike.
Jackson's son, who's named Mike Stanton.
Jackson's son, what are those?
Hashtag Jumbo Shrimp.
Shout out to Jumbo.
What you mean, the woofer, like on Poppy?
Yeah, he strike out a lot, but he definitely a home run hitter. You got Aaron Judge, and you did all that stuff, but you didn't get any pitching, right? You didn't pick up any pitching at all. And then not only did you not pick up pitching, but then during the trade deadline, you tried to trade for people, and you didn't trade for good enough pitchers. And guess what? Boston beating your behind in 4 games.
They beating the hell out of
So it looks like y'all done. Y'all ain't winning the division, and you know what's gonna happen. You're gonna get in that 1-game playoffs with the A's or the Mariners.
That's it.
And they're gonna beat you, and you're gonna be sorry again, New York. You trash. You hot booty garbage. You can't get it together. All that money you spend in, and you can't win a championship.
Speaking of baseball, you know about that Nationals Mets was the National Mets 25-4.
Yeah,
They beat that.
The Mets are the Cleveland Browns of baseball. Well,
baseball is as dead to me as UFC.
Really?
I'm almost done, but since we're talking baseball, go Cubs.
Stop. But baseball's weird because they got multiple Cleveland Browns.
When they beat the Indians, game 7.
The NFL has one team that's the Cleveland Browns. Baseball has multiple Cleveland Browns. They got the Mets. They got the Twins. They got the freaking it's like baseball is so hard for a team to come out of the dumps and become somebody that's a feasible team or whatever. So, but Yankees are definitely a rich team with a lot of players.
There's no salary cap, so the rich teams are rich and they just buy all the players, so they're always good. And the bad teams are bad, who never have any money.
Right.
I play Moneyball like
it sucks.
Brad Pitt.
Yep, Moneyball. That's what he did with the A's, which is still there.
Guess what? The A's never won a championship with Moneyball, though. I don't think a Moneyball team has ever won a championship. Ever. Not once.
Not sure, but you might be right.
So Moneyball don't work.
Maybe?
That's not Moneyball.
They
That's draft.
take the draft. Draft picks are cheap.
But yeah, that's true. But they weren't playing Moneyball because Moneyball also includes like picking up
numbers
players, picking up players who hit for good whip and stuff like that. They didn't do that. They did what the Marlins did, which is just draft in the first round every year for 10 years, so you have a stacked amount of players, and then trade for one guy like Verlander, and then you're good. That's what the Marlins did. So we drafted in the first round every year for 10 years. Then we got Butch Rodriguez, and we won the World Series. Yeah, it was like that.
That was a damn good team.
It was a damn good team.
And the owner's too cheap to keep it all.
Well, he's not owner anymore, and then we got Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter.
Guess what? He's also too cheap to keep it all. So thanks a lot, Derek. But
that's because Jeter's a millionaire, not a billionaire.
That's true. I think that's it. I think that's another good show.
Damn good show.
Y'all make sure y'all check out Pigskin Dynasty podcast
Sunday mornings.
Sunday mornings at what time?
We're doing 7 o'clock right now, but in the when the season starts, we're going to do 9 o'clock shows. Then we're going to do a Monday night, Sunday outlook on what happened on the Sunday games.
There you go. So y'all make sure y'all check them out, and also they're on podcast providers now. So you can get them on Podbean and iTunes, and then I'm gonna make sure that they get up on everything else later today. So y'all be able to find them everywhere. Hey. And then make sure you listen to Flag on the Play every Till Tuesday at 6 p.m.
But is it gonna be Till Tuesday? Because this might be the episode until I'm about to go to.
You want to do one tomorrow, or you just want to have this be the one?
I don't know. This might
just mega collab. You said before that it was the highest rated show last time.
And you know what? This gonna be the collab. We're gonna stop. We coming back not next week, the week after that.
It's Till Tuesday. We won't do a show.
We won't do a show.
This is the Till Tuesday show.
It's the Till Tuesday show.
Or whatever.
Because I'm going to the Dominican Republic with my lovely wife, which will be 10 years of marriage. Love you, girl.
Also, Buzz rich.
I'm not.
He's about. He's a thousandaire. So that being said, but yeah, Till Tuesday's Flag on the Play. Y'all check us out. We also are going to do a Jaguar game pregame show at like 11 on Sundays or whatever. I think I'm gonna put Tank on that.
Yeah, I'm in.
Why not? Yeah. Tank gonna give us live reporting from the corner of the man cave.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, man, everybody out here throwing balls and stuff. It's gonna be great. Can't wait.
Now here's Tank. Tank, what's going on? Man, they look alright. They doing their thing. It is what it is.
I ain't nothing, but yeah.
They might do something.
Y'all don't respect my sports commentary.
So that's coming. Check that out. This episode will be up on all your podcast providers later. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, like, so y'all can turn on the notifications so that y'all can get us every time we post. But up until then, we want to say thanks to Pigskin Dynasty. Thanks for the flag.
Thank you guys for inviting us.
Or whatever. Oh, yeah. We got to do it again.
That last Sunday before the NFL season, guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And y'all make sure y'all look out for the fantasy draft that we're gonna do. If you don't, let us know that you want to be in it. We're gonna make you be in it. So that being said, as always, we do ball
till we die.
Till we die.
Fucking man. Till we die.
Oh my God.